Little People, Big World. Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff exit the show after 25 seasons. Zach and Tori Roloff have officially stepped away from their family's reality show after 25 seasons. Zach, the 33-year-old son of and has been with the show since it began in 2006 on Tuesday, the TLC series celebrated another season finale, which also marked Zach and Tori's exit amid ongoing family tension. During the episode, Amy and husband Chris Merrick share a meal and Chris asks if things between Zach and Matt are thawing. "I don't know," Amy admits. Of course, he's the father and grandfather, but I don't think they'll ever look at it in that father-son bonding relationship type of thing. Amy adds in an aside interview, "I don't really know what type of relationship or any of that stuff that the kids now have with their father, especially with all the farm stuff now going on, especially with Jeremy and Zach. And that's something for them to work on." Exes Amy and Matt share kids Zach, 33, Jeremy, 33, Molly, 30, and Jacob, 27. Zach's siblings all left the show prior to his departure. The mother of four notes that she's glad she has a relationship with all of her kids, saying, "That's what I'm happy about." Chris notes that Amy's kids don't visit much, suggesting they move to Idaho, where his family is from. Amy is hesitant, noting that when Zach and Tori moved, it changed their dynamic. Later in the episode, Matt and his fiancée, Karen Chandler, talk about building a playground on their property. When Karen notes that Zach and Tori and their kids don't come around anymore, Matt replies, "I'm always hopeful that Zach and Tori will bring the kids around, and if not, the kids will be coming around later in life." Karen adds, "I think we've just come to terms that they don't want a relationship and we have to accept that," and in a side interview, Karen adds that she still loves Zach and Tori's kids, saying, "Just because it's now ended sad, doesn't mean that that didn't exist. Those memories I'm holding on to. I don't know the future. It doesn't look bright at this moment in time, but I'm not gonna give up hope. Just because we missed a couple years, there's always relationships to be rebuilt." Zach takes his kids to pick blackberries, reflecting on how his childhood will be different from theirs. "Growing up on the farm, I spent a lot of time outdoors and I definitely want that same experience for our kids," Zach shares. "The farm was part of my life, and it's not going to be part of our kids' lives the same way it was mine. No one's holding grudges. No one's intentionally not going to the farm. There's just no interest. The kids don't ask Des for his relationship with his dad," Zach says. "That ship's all sailed. There's not much of a relationship. It's just doing our own thing. Time might even it out, but everything will be healed. It'll just be different." Tori also talks about her family's life separate from the older Roloffs. "I think that we've created a life here that I don't think could have been created anywhere else," she said. "I think we've found an independency and we've found just our own space. This is all ours and it has nothing to do with anyone else." The moment marked the couple's final scene on the TLC series. Zach and Tori, who are parents to children Jackson, 6, Lila, 4, and Josiah, almost 2, have been estranged from Zach's dad, Matt, for several years due to drama surrounding the sale of the family's farm, or not, coming back, and we made that pretty clear the last cycle, Zach said at the time. "This last cycle was rough between the family, the farm deal, and we're done with that. We've moved on." He added, "I think the chapter has closed regardless of us being asked back or not. We've made it pretty clear we're done with that chapter for multiple reasons, the reasons we will get into here." In 2022, Zach telling ET, "We take that day by day or week by week or month by month, so we take that one step at a time. Every year, we kind of reevaluate where we're at and if we have more positive things to share." He added, "Just about the time we say, 'Ah man, we can't do this anymore. It's too embarrassing, it's too hard.' Then somebody comes up to us in public and says how touched they are and how their family is going through some of the stuff." Here's what LPBW viewers had to say about Zach and Tori Roloff using Jackson to tell Matt they're moving. Zach and Tori Roloff came under fire by Little People, Big World viewers, after they decided to let Jackson deliver the news to Matt and Karen that they were moving out of state. During the season 23 premiere of LPBW, Zach and Tori opened up about the tensions between themselves and Zach's dad Matt and his girlfriend, Karen Chandler. When farm tensions rose, Zach and Tori and their kids distanced themselves from Matt and Karen, so when Zach and Tori made a trip to the farm with Jackson and Lila to visit with Matt and Karen, things were expectedly awkward. Travel to the farm just to hang out with Matt and Karen. They had another purpose in mind, telling them they were leaving Oregon and, rather than deliver the news themselves, Zach sneakily whispered to Jackson, asking him to tell Matt and Karen the big news. Following the episode, LPBW viewers took to Twitter, where they sounded off regarding Zach and Tori's decision to make Jackson their messenger. They should not have had Jackson telling Matt that they are moving no matter how awkward it was. SMH, tweeted one disgruntled LPBW viewer, while another wrote, "That was a punk move by Zach to let Jackson announce that they were moving though. Jackson telling the family about Zach and Tori moving is cute but cowardly at the same time." Was another LPBW fan's feeling on the topic. Getting a chuckle out of it, another viewer tweeted, "Well, not Zach using Jackson to announce the move to his dad," while another fan felt Zach was a scaredy cat, writing, "Zach making Jackson tell Grandpa about the move is cowardice." Speaking of cowardice, Zach used the same word to describe his dad Matt's recent actions. Following the news that Zach and Matt's FAR negotiations fell through at $4 million, when Matt shared an Instagram post to explain his reasoning behind putting the farm up for sale, Zach chimed in down in the comments and had some harsh words for his dad. Zach accused Matt of dragging the family drama that he created and said his dad manipulated the fan base to make himself come out okay. He continued, "This post is a new and manipulation of his family and kids for his own gain." Season 23 has already started exposing the nitty-gritty of the FAR negotiations, and there's plenty more to come this season on LPBW. Zach and Tori Roloff on 10-year anniversary and when they'll say goodbye to reality TV, exclusive. The pair will be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of their first date, marking their 6-year wedding anniversary, all while raising their 2 kids, 4-year-old son Jackson and 1-year-old daughter Lila. Midsummer, they will also have Zach's mom, Amy Roloff, and fiancé, Chris Marek's, wedding to celebrate. It's crazy how fast it goes. It's just crazy, Tori reflects on 10 years since their first date. That's the thing about the pandemic, it's gone so fast. I turned 30 in the pandemic and 31. 2 birthdays, Zach adds. Jackson was 2 when this all started, he's now 4, we're having our 6-year anniversary, coming up here. Tori recalls knowing that Zach was the one from the beginning, while she jokingly adds that it took some convincing for her husband. It wasn't convincing. I was like, I never dated. She was my first kiss. I was focused on soccer. Then I'm like, alright, I guess let me see. Let's see what this is all about, dating, Zach shares. And then I was like, alright, one and done. I love Tori and it was solid. Over the years, the couple has endured many moments of joy, as well as heartbreaks. In March, their secret for keeping their relationship and marriage strong, Zach relays, is Tori and I feel like we're both pretty good communicators. She adds, I think reflection too is a huge one. We reflect a lot together. We have similarities too. We're different in a lot of ways, but then also there's a lot of similarities too. We see things a lot eye to eye. We like to do the same things, Zach says. Zach and Tori, meanwhile, have a busy summer. The couple and their kids are taking a trip to Sunriver, Oregon, but also planning on sticking closer to home and having little day trips. They also have Amy and Chris nuptials in August. Their wedding, Zach and Tori tease, is expected to be televised. Stay tuned, the two say. A lot of family time. My mom's getting married in August here, Zach shares about their summer. I don't look at that as a trip or anything. She'll be getting married here at the end of August. I'm sure that will consume a lot of that month. Everyone's pretty excited for it. Zach adds that it will be great having the whole family together. My sister doesn't live in town. Neither does my brother, my youngest brother. Everyone will be coming back into the fold. Weddings are just fun. You see family, a lot of my mom's family don't live here. We never met Chris' side of things, family, friends, really. This is Chris' first wedding too. It's going to be exciting for him. Zach and Tori also teased that their children might be involved in the wedding but didn't share much. They only joke that they will have to rein in their son and remind him, this is Mimi's day, not your day. As for their 4-year-old understanding that he's a reality star in his own right, Tori points out that Jackson doesn't know. Definitely not. No. I think it's funny, living in the 21st century, I feel like all kids see themselves on a phone or wherever. They see themselves being recorded. Honestly, I don't think it's much different to him, she explains. He calls it his show and he asks to watch his show. Zach adds, his favorite show is his show. He knows every character. He knows Grandpa Mimi, with Tori following. It's not called Little People, Big World, it's called Roloff Farm, says, I want to watch Roloff Farm. My show, Zach laughs. And while it's fun to watch it with him, they don't always sit down and do so. But he gets a trip when it's him and his sister, and mom and dad, and grandpa, Tori says. When asked when they think they will stop sharing their lives on television, Tori stresses, "I think the minute it's not fun anymore. I think for us, we enjoy sharing our lives, and for right now our kids get along great with the crew and it's fun," she states. The minute it's not fun anymore, then you got to come together and be like, alright, what's our next step? Little People, Big World star Zach Roloff admits relationship with dad Matt is not great. Little People, Big World star Zach Roloff gets candid about where his relationship with his father, Matt Roloff, stands. Dust is settled but nothing has been fixed, and then stuff comes out on social media and you realize people are thinking the same thing, he said. "It's a bummer, because I thought we were kind of evening it out a little bit. But people are still in denial. At all, I didn't do anything wrong. In my mind it's a narcissism. So yeah, it's not great, more time may heal." When it comes to repairing the relationship, Zach said that he doesn't believe that he or his family have done their best at working through the issues. However, he does believe that he has done what he could to keep toxic relationships at bay. "There's times I could have done better in my mind," he explained. Everyone has a toxic relationship in their life. Eventually, it's like, I'm repeating myself too much. I'm not about this. I stepped away and then things are said on social media and it's nothing changed. So it's like, no, I'm gonna raise my kids and do the best I can. If that's the way we're still thinking down there, nothing has changed, so why would we re-engage? One thing Zach and Tori wanted to clear the air about are the rumors that they are keeping their 3 children, Jackson, 7, Lilia, 4, and Jose, 2, away from family. "There's none of that going on," Zach said. Zach appeared on the TLC series alongside his family, which includes parents Matt and Amy Roloff, and his siblings, twin brother Jeremy, sister Molly, and younger brother Jacob, since its first season in 2006. After his siblings left the series, Zach and Tori continued their journey on the show. "I am happy for them," he said. "I think that's a very, very difficult and powerful decision to step away and, they got the 3 little kids and it's not for everyone." Zach knows better than anybody how difficult it is to raise the children in front of the camera with all of the scrutiny and all of the nitpicking. "I'm super proud of Zach for making the decision for his family." Matt hinted at his hope for a reconciliation with Zach, saying that time heals all wounds. Tori Roloff hints at when she and Zach will exit Little People, Big World. Tori Roloff gave a reason for possibly leaving the show. Tori Roloff is discussing her and husband Zach's future on TLC's Little People, Big World. During a Q&A session on Instagram, the 31-year-old reality star was asked how much longer she plans to be on television. "I think our time is definitely coming to a close, but we're trying to enjoy it while it's here," Tori posted. Giving a reason for their possible departure, the mother of 3 added that it would be because of all the misconceptions people have of us and our family because they only get to see what TLC shows them. T has reached out to TLC about the couple's possible exit. Zach has been on Little People, Big World since 2006 and is the only child of Matt and Amy Roloff who is still on the series. His sister, Molly, and his brothers, Jacob and Jeremy Roloff, were part of the show when it first started but have since exited. "I would say that the status of the relationship, if I had to summarize it, it's on the right path," Matt said. "We've had some setbacks in recent years. We've shared all of those on the upcoming season and before. Our real life is always a little bit ahead of when things are released. But we're definitely working." Zach seemed less optimistic when asked about the nature of his relationship with his father. "Still pretty tough. Yeah, it's a tough situation," he admitted. "I think a lot has happened. It's gonna take a long time. I don't think responsibility has been taken, but, again, we're just raising our family." Little People, Big World. Zach Roloff's wife Tori felt insecure being his first date, first kiss, first everything. When it comes to matters of the heart, Tori Roloff was her husband Zach Roloff's first everything. An episode of the couple's podcast released on May 23rd, Zach recalled his first impression of Tori after the first date after Tori opened up about a piece of self-doubt she felt during the early stages of their courtship. "One of my biggest insecurities dating you is, I was always kind of like, are you going to want to see what else is out there?" She explained, "I was your first date, your first kiss, your first everything, and I was always kind of in the back of my mind like one day, he's going to wake up and he's going to be like, oh, I want to go sample something else, like I've had enough of this flavored, I want to go try something else." While Zach assured her he didn't remember ever having those thoughts, he admitted that he probably could have dated a little longer before tying the knot. "I was totally cool dating and you were like, all right, let's get this show on the road," he recalled. Joking, "I'm like, oh okay. Like already, we just started. That's 4 years, that's a long time." Tori laughed. "I was waiting for it. I'm like, Dude, I can't. Time is ticking, bro. Well, if it wasn't going to be with you, I was sitting there like, well, hold on, I'm already 24 at this point. I got to get the show on the road. Thank goodness it worked out, she added. The couple met when Tori was working on the Roloff farm and spent the 2010 pumpkin season picking squash with Zach. They eventually began dating in 2011 and on the family farm in July 2015. Since then, they've welcomed 3 children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. While telling People of in 2017, Tori recalled how someone on working the farm let her know Zach was interested. A coworker told me, "Zachary really thinks you're cute, but doesn't think you'll ever go out with him," she smiled. Our first date lasted 5 hours, and we've been together ever since. Tori brought me out of my shell and made me more social, Zach added. She gave me confidence. Tori and Zach Roloff not returning to Little People, Big World, says Karen Chandler's son. Little People, Big World fans have been anxiously awaiting word from TLC about Season 25's premiere. While there that LPBW will be returning to the network for a 25th season, the future of the long-running show hangs in the balance. There have been several cast shakeups in recent years, with 3 of Amy and Matt Roloff's 4 children deciding to step away from the cameras. Zach Roloff is the only sibling who still films for LPBW, sharing his and his wife Tori Roloff's storyline, along with their 3 young children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah. But according to Matt's fiancée Karen Chandler's son, Connor Chandler, Zach and Tori might be joining Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob and opting not to televise their personal lives anymore. Connor recently spoke with and dished on what he knows about Tori and Zach's future on the hit TLC show. Connor said that as far as he knows, Zach and Tori do not want to be on another season if the show were to continue, and they just want to do their own thing. I do believe no matter whether there's a continuance or not, Zach and Tori on the next season, Karen's son added. Additionally, Connor claimed that his mom, Karen, hinted that season 25 could be the last for LPBW. And not only that, but Connor also opened up about Tori and Zach's fractured relationship with Matt Roloff. Now that Tori and Zach about 1 hour from Roloff Farms, Connor says that their visits with Matt are minimal, only happening twice a year. You know, they moved away. And just with all the indifferences, they're kind of doing their own thing, Connor told the outlet. Tori and Zach previously shared when they'll know when it's time to hang up filming for LPBW. In a 2021, the couple was asked how they'll know that time has come. "I think that like the minute it's not fun anymore," Tori revealed. And although they admittedly enjoy sharing their storyline with LPBW viewers, it'll be time to throw in the towel if it becomes unenjoyable. "The minute it's not fun anymore. I think that's, then you kinda gotta come together and be like, alright, so what's our next step, I guess." Little People, Big World debuted in 2006 and instantly captivated audiences. The Roloff family's unique dynamic has since kept viewers tuning in for the past 17 years, and the recent family drama has kept fans of the show coming back for more. Matt and Amy's divorce came as a shock to viewers, and since their split, Matt and Zach's tiff over the north side of the farm became front-page news within the long-running series. LPBW viewers have since been introduced to Matt's fiancée, Karen Chandler, and Amy's husband, Chris Merrick, and they've followed their love stories as they navigate new family norms. Zach and Tori's uncertainty about appearing in future seasons of LPBW leaves us wondering, would their absence spark the demise of the show, or is there enough viewer interest without their storyline to keep LPBW going for years to come? LPBW spoilers. Zach and Tori Roloff share the news they're expecting with a sweet Valentine's Day surprise. Zach and Tori Roloff shared their pregnancy news with the family on this week's episode of Little People, Big World. On this week's episode of LPBW, Tori and Zach shared the news with their family before they had found out they lost the pregnancy. In the episode, Tori and Zach just found out they were expecting baby number 3. Tori was 6 weeks along and devised a way to tell Matt and Amy, while incorporating Valentine's Day, which was just around the corner. Zach and Tori had their kids, Jackson, 4, and Lila, 1, paint on a canvas and imprint their hands with paint. At the bottom of the canvas, Tori added 3 hearts, labeled with Jackson's name, Lila's name, and baby 3 for the 3rd heart. Tori and Zach first shared the news with Zach's mom, Amy, or Mimi, as her grandkids call her. Amy didn't realize what she was looking at initially, and it took some prompting from Jackson to discover that the artwork was actually a pregnancy announcement. Zach and Tori joked that Amy wasn't wearing her glasses, so she had trouble seeing what she was supposed to be reading. When Zach asked Jackson to point out his heart with his name on it, Amy finally read the names on the hearts more closely and figured out what Zach and Tori had done to surprise her. "What? Wait a minute, what?" Amy exclaimed once she figured out what she was reading. Amy had a huge smile on her face and held up the sign for Chris to read it, too, before they congratulated Zach and Tori. Amy told the cameras that she and Chris would be around to help Zach and Tori with the kids, now that they were expecting a third. LPBW fans recently called out Amy for seemingly than Karen does, but Amy clapped back and explained that real life isn't always accurately captured on reality TV. Both Chris and we're around, if they need help.